Today I'm going to show you how to edit meal plans in Total PT Fitness. While all of our meal plans are made by registered dietitians, your clients will have food preferences and dislikes, which means at times you will need to go in and edit and change those foods out. Hello and thanks for being here. For those of you that are new to the channel, my name is Doug and I do the training videos here at Total PT Fitness. Total PT Fitness software is designed for personal trainers, wellness centers, and related health professionals. Our software will allow you to provide video fitness programs, track fitness testing, and provide meal plans. When you start using Total PT Fitness to provide meal plans to your clients, we do advise that you take a cursory glance at most of the meal plan categories so that you know what foods are in each of the meal plans. Now that doesn't mean you have to look at every calorie range of every meal plan. I usually suggest that you grab a 2,000 calorie in each of the categories and just look through each of the 7 days. The good news about editing meal plans is most clients are only going to have 1 or 2 food dislikes that appear in each meal plan. That means you really only have to go in, change a couple meals or change a couple items, and you're all set to go. Oh, and one other thing before we get going. At the end, I'm going to show you how we've just put in an artificial intelligence food substitution, which can really speed up the editing process. But let's take a look first at the basic process. This is the main client interface. For this example, we're going to use John Client. We're going to go over to the right and choose Nutrition. And this will take us to the Meal Plan Selection tab. If you want to preview the plan, click on the View button. Get rid of recipes and shopping lists for right now, and just choose Print. Here you can see the basic breakdown for the meal plan, as well as all the meals in each of the days of the plan. In this example, we're going to choose the detox plan. So we click on the Add button. It moves it over to the selected plans, and now we choose Edit. Up on the top portion of the screen, you can see all the parameters for the plan, such as calories, carbs, fats, proteins, sodiums, and sugar. You can also preview each of the days here down below. And you can scroll through those to see the meals. Now in this case, we know that our client does not like cantaloupes, so we're going to go into the Add and Edit Food component. This takes us to the Add and Edit Food screen. Again, all the parameters for the meal plan are up on top, and the days are here that you can scroll through, as well as the meals. Up here we have the search options for our foods. We have a basic search component. We can look for frequent foods, favorites, recent, and you have the ability to choose the different databases. We go into searching for foods in a different tutorial, so remember to click on subscribe and notify, and that will keep you up to date on any of the new tutorials coming down the road. Okay, so here we have the cantaloupe. As you can see, it's 53 calories, 13 grams of carbs, 1 gram of protein, and 25 milligrams of sodium. So we can come in here and search for melons. That gives us the variety of melons. Here we have a honeydew. So we're going to drag honeydew over here. And as you can see, honeydew is very similar. It's got 16 grams of carbs, a little bit higher on the calories, but otherwise pretty close. And once we've got that in there and we know it's pretty close, we can come over here, choose Delete for the cantaloupe, and delete that. All right, so moving on. We know our client also did not like cod, and being familiar with this plan, we know that cod is located in the dinner on day 4. So we'll go to day 4, come over here and choose dinner. And here we have our cod right down here. 6 ounces, 179 calories. And when we go to our search, we'll search for fish, snapper, and here we have raw and cooked. Of course, we're going to choose the cooked, and again, we're going to drag that over. Compare it just briefly. The calories are 109. The cod is 179, so we can give them a little more than 3 ounces. We can choose maybe 5 ounces.
That gets us pretty close, 181 calories. All the other parameters are very close. And then again, like before, we'll come up here to the cod, go over to the right icons, choose the delete, and delete it. So let's do one more example. We're going to go to day 6, and we're going to go to breakfast, which is where we are already. And we see there's blueberries there. Our client doesn't particularly care for blueberries, so we're going to go up here and search for blackberries. And here we've got blackberries raw rather. We bring those over. We've got 1 cup at 62 calories, and we can see the blueberries are 1.5 cups at 124 calories. So we can come down into here and we can bring that up to 2 cups, which brings us to almost exactly the same. So they get a little bit, few more blackberries for the same amount of calories. Carbs are a little lower. Protein's a little higher. So again, this just depends on how you want to change their meal plan up. We could change this to 1.5, maybe mix the difference there. And come up here and remove the blackberries, remove the blueberries. Okay, so now before we move on, we will save these changes. We do recommend you save your changes and edits periodically, so in case you have a computer issue, hard drive, or power outage, that you don't lose all the work you've done. So periodically save it. Anything you don't want to lose, save it, right? All right, so now this would be a good time to say, if you're getting value out of this video, and we would really appreciate it if you'd click on that like button. And yeah, that's all you need to say about that. So now we move on, and I did want to show you that we do have an artificial intelligence that can help you with food alternatives or food substitutes. And for this, we're going to go back to day 1. And I believe that the 9 p.m. snack, which is where we're already here, has blueberries. And we know our client doesn't like blueberries. So instead of doing the normal search that we did up here before, what you can do is come all the way over here to the end where there's a little light bulb icon and click on that icon, and this will pull up a screen. Now, what you'll see at the top here is all the current calories and parameters like carbs, fats, proteins for the blueberries. Down here, you'll see 1 to 10 of the 100 different alternates. So this shows you, as you can see, apples, strawberries, bananas, grapes, melons, etc. And you can just go through and scan things, see which alternatives you may want to choose. And on on page 3, we see blackberries raw. And it will try and match up the parameters pretty close. So in this case, it chooses 1.25 cups. We had chosen 1.5, but it gets it pretty close. 77 calories, a little less on the carbs, about the same on the fat, and slightly more on the protein. Now keep in mind, when you make these changes on a meal plan, these are individual small items. And the fact that 1 gram or half a gram or an extra calorie or 2 is probably not going to make a whole lot of difference in terms of what your client's eating, because it's unlikely that they're going to measure out precise amounts. Anyway, so what we can do now is we've found the blackberries, we enter select, and as you can see on this snack, it has replaced the current food that we chose, blackberries, for the blueberries. So this is an option, is to use the alternative AI food substitution wizard. The nice thing is you don't have to remove the previous food, it just substitutes the food for you automatically. Again, we're going to save this. Now we could continue on with the same process for any other days and meals, but for the purpose of this video, I think we've shown you how this works. And then when you're finished, you click on Save and Back. This will take us back to our main screen. And now you have a few choices. You can save this as a draft. Maybe you got interrupted and you need to go do something and come back to this. You can save, just save this as a draft and finish it up later. You can also print and view it. You can cancel out of the screen, or you can go right into Save and Issue, which is usually what you want to do when you're finished. and you click on Save and Issue, and now it has taken it out of the Selected Plans area. And if you scroll down a little bit, you can see the meal plan history for this client, and you can see today we've issued the detox plan. Over here under this Edit button, if you want to print this for your client, you can. Otherwise, it has been issued, and the client now has the availability to access that meal plan on their phone app or their client portal on their computer. And that is how you make minor edits to a client's meal plan based on their food preferences or their likes or dislikes. We would ask you to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you click notify. We are going to have many more tutorials coming up. We're going to show you how to in-depth create meal plans using both food searches and recipes. We're also going to have a specific video on how to use the search options for the food search, because food searching, it can be a little tricky. And so there are some certain tips that you can use that will help you find and locate foods a lot quicker and enable you to create meal plans a lot quicker. Of course, you don't have to make meal plans. Our software comes with hundreds and hundreds of pre-made meal plans created by registered dietitians. So we would encourage you to use those, but you are going to have options to create your own. Thanks for joining us today, and we hope to see you again.